All right, people. So I'm here with your Raw review from 2 weeks ago, and I apologize, but as many of you probably have noticed, I have not been getting up to date on my reviews here for wrestling, and the reason for that is I've just been really busy over the past 2 weeks. I actually do shit. I go to school. I work. WWE will have you, believe that that the fans of WWE do nothing because they're always telling you to watch a network, watch our 1,000,000 hours of content that we put on per week through SmackDown, Raws, and pay-per-views, and we have 9,000 hours of content on our network. Go watch that. I mean, what do they think? We have no job, no life, no school to do? It's so. The fact of the matter is, just been really fucking busy. Had a lot of tests. Had still. I go to school full time. I work, so I'm pretty fucking busy here. Sometimes, I fucking get up at 8 in the morning, don't get home till 10:30 at night or whatever the fuck. So I'm working fucking a lot, school, whatever. So, and if I do get a couple hours of free time, the last thing I want to do after doing shit all day is sit down and watch this shitty product and quite frankly, the lazy ass product that doesn't make any sense that this company puts on. So that's why I've been behind. But I got this review up for this Raw that probably nobody even remembers. So I'm going to try to keep it short. But here we go. So we got Reigns and Foley, Owen, Stephanie coming out to cut a promo. Not much of a promo. Pretty much the same shit they do every week. Just cut a fucking dragged out generic promo to set up the main event instead of just announcing the main event to save us time at the beginning of the show. They got to do a pointless ass promo that doesn't get anything done. So boring ass way to start the show. Then we have Rollins and Rusev match ending in a DQ. We all know Rusev has very, very little talent in the ring, so hence the reason this match was no good. It was an 8-minute and 20-second match. After the match, you get Rollins jumping off the announcer table onto Rusev. A decent little spot there, but doesn't make this a good segment here. So yeah, 1.75 out of 5 stars I gave the match. Then we have Braun Strowman defeating Sin Cara. I mean, how long are they going to go on with this dumbass bullshit with Braun Strowman in 2-minute matches every fucking week? It wasn't even 2 minutes. This match was 1 minute and 50 seconds long. 0 out of 5 stars. Just a cluster. Whatever they're doing with Braun Strowman, it's just a cluster. It's a repetitive clusterfuck. That's a good one right there. A repetitive clusterfuck. That's kind of what WWE is. A repetitive clusterfuck of the same shitty shit every week. Then we have Brooke and Charlotte defeating Bayley and Sasha. I mean, what the fuck are they doing with Brooke? Like, now you got them fighting like every fucking week. Charlotte's so fucking punching or hitting or whatever the fuck. And then Dana just comes crawling back. I mean, what a fucking bitch. What a fucking, weak ass person who doesn't have any toughness whatsoever. I mean, if they want to build Dana Brooke up and make her look tough, she would already have left Charlotte like 2 months ago. But instead, she just keeps crawling back to Charlotte after she's physically and mentally abusing her. I mean, what the fuck is this? So we get the match. They defeat Bayley and Sasha. It's just a boring ass match for the most. I mean, all tag match. Every fucking tag match, like 100% of them, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, whatever the fuck. They all, I'd say like at least 95% of them suck ass. They don't know how to do a legitimate tag team match in this company. Talk about repetitive, a repetitive clusterfuck. That's exactly what tag matches are in WWE. I mean, I've gone over the procedure of how tag matches always go. First the babyface team starts off in the lead for the first couple minutes. Then there's a heel move by the heel side. They do a cheated move or whatever the fuck. They stay on top for like 6 or 7 minutes, and then face team hits the hot tag, and then you get craziness for like a minute, and then you're finished, and whoever wins, the heel or face wins. And that's how they always go. Repetitive clusterfuck. And in that 5 or 6 minutes that the heel team's in control, all they're doing is putting on usually basic rest holds or whatever the fuck, or moves similar to try to keep the person away from, tagging. And it's the same fucking shit with every tag match. So, This match was 8 minutes and 10 seconds long. I gave it 1.5 out of 5 stars. Just not a good match. Then we have Bo Dallas defeating a jobber, and Bo's going down the same path as Braun Strowman, and it's sucking. It's shitty. So, 1 minute and 20-second match, 0 out of 5 stars. I'm just so sick of, again, the same repetitive clusterfuck. That might be the title for this video, Raw Review. Repetitive clusterfuck, because that's what it is. Then we have Cesaro defeating Sheamus, and hey, actually something that wasn't sucky. There's actually a few good moves in here, and I wrote them down. There's a Celtic cross into a backbreaker, white noise on the apron. Cesaro did a cool little reversal of the bro kick into a pinning combination. It was actually a decent match, 6 minutes and 10 seconds long. And this is what I harp on all the time. If they would have gave him 10 or 15 minutes, this match could have been a good to great match, you know, or a really good match. But instead, they only give it 6 minutes. Hey, we'll only give it 6 minutes. Well, you know, and then it's just a decent match. Could have been a really good match, just a good match, because this company doesn't know how to fucking make a wrestling show good. So I gave it 2.75 out of 5 stars. But I give them credit. Decent match. Didn't expect this to be good, but it was. Then we have Jericho and a bunch of tag teams cutting a promo. I don't know why the fuck they had all the tag teams come out. They actually had a good idea going there where Jericho made a list of all the grievances he had against Foley. And, you know, he was going out there saying them. It was kind of funny. And then all these fucking tag teams come out. And it's like, you know, when you do that, first off, you got to take a lot of time to have all these people come out. So it cuts away from the time of the segment. And you don't really get a lot of flow. It's like all over the place when you got a bunch of people coming out, because it's so many people talking. People can't get in their lines. You know, they can only talk for like a few minutes at most, because again, there's so many people. They all have to say something at least if they're going to be out there. So they should have just let Jericho talk. But instead, you got all these fucking people out there. I mean, Jericho was pretty funny, but besides that, it wasn't much of a promo. So I mean, it was a pretty mediocre little segment here. And then this sets up a match. You get the New Day, Enzo and Cass defeating the Club, Jericho and Sami Zayn, and just a short, boring match. See, this is, you know, same thing with when they do matches like 4-on-4. Everybody's got to get in because there's so many people, and especially if you only have again short matches, a match that's 5 minutes and 30 seconds long. You're not going to have any flow because there's going to be so many people tagging in and tagging out, because again, there's 8 people, so they all have to get in. And see, it's just a clusterfuck once again. Maybe not a repetitive clusterfuck, but it's a clusterfuck, this match. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds long, 8-man tag match, not going to work. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have the Cruiserweight match. I didn't even bother to write down the names because I don't even know them, and I didn't have the energy to go back and look, but I know Brian Kendrick was one of them. Oh, and one slight rant here. You got the fucking black guy out there fucking dancing. Fuck that. The last thing we fucking need in this company is another dancing gimmick. Yeah, we all know how great those gimmicks have worked out. Fandango, R-Truth. Do I have to continue? Brodus Clay. Oh, what a fucking success that guy was, Brodus Clay. A 400-pound fat ass going out there dancing with 2 fucking black hoes every fucking way. That was a great fucking gimmick. That's really successful. Oh, where is he now? Oh, in a fucking failing wrestling company now, TNA. Yeah, how's Fandango doing now? Oh, he's in a fucking jobber tag team that's never even on anymore. It's just, the last thing we fucking need is another dancing gimmick. Okay, so we get the match. You know, and I don't know why, but I mean, it didn't seem like a cruiserweight match. I mean, yeah, there were you know, good amount of good moves in there, but it should have been more faster paced. Especially it's a fucking fatal 4-way, and also a cruiserweight. I felt like it was too slow for a cruiserweight. Should have been, you know, like 2 times faster than what it really was. I think it's probably the fault of WWE, because you got to wrestle the WWE style. No, just let them go out there and fucking put on a great show like I've seen before with past cruiserweight matches and matches between guys of this weight, you know, class size. But I'm sure they told him, oh, don't go too fast. You know, you got to wrestle the WWE style, or you're too risky. It's just, I gave it 2.75 out of 5 stars because it was a pretty good match, decent match, but I thought it could have been much better. So I gave it, and it was also 11 minutes and 40 seconds long. So credit to WWE for not making this like a 5-minute match, but still I felt it could have been better. Then we have Reigns defeating Owens in the main event. And here we go again with your repetitive bullshit of fucking... So you got... or your repetitive clusterfuck. You got Reigns in your U.S. title match, and then you got your champ, Kevin Owens. And who wins? Oh, they put over Kevin Owens, because that makes sense. I mean, Owens just won the belt. He probably needs to be fucking... And he won it by Triple H interfering. So, I mean, he didn't really win it on his own. So you could actually, bright idea, put Kevin Owens over, and that way, makes him seem strong. He's your champion. Put him over Reigns, who's, they've pushed to the moon, so that would be a pretty good win for Kevin Owens. But no, they have to push their golden boy, even though they fucking have actually finally started to demote him after, they had no choice. After all those fucking boos that have been raining down from the crowds for forever now. They finally chose to demote him, but they still got to put him over fucking Owens. For what reason? I don't fucking know. And the match sucked. It was, 10 minutes, 47 seconds long. Pretty boring-ass match. Gave it a half star out of 5. And I also got... Rollins jumped off the cage after the match. That was a cool spot. Jumped off the cage. On top of the thing. So that was cool, but other than that, I mean, the fucking match was a disaster. Yeah, that was a really fucking cool spot where Rollins jumped off the cage. You don't see that every week. So overall, we had 57 minutes and 50 seconds of total wrestling this week. That would total a 6.7 minute per match total. I mean, we've seen worse, but I mean, still, I still think they should give these matches more time. I mean, you could quite easily cut out a couple segments or a couple matches and just give, some of these matches an extra 5 minutes, So you had 2 matches 0 to 5 minutes long, 4 matches 5 to 10 minutes long, and 2 matches 10 to 15 minutes long. Your longest match was 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Your shortest was 1 minute and 20 seconds. So we've seen worse with them, dealing with your average match time. So this was not the worst week, but I still feel there's much need for improvement, not only with the show in general, but more specifically with the amount of time they give these matches, because it's not enough time, once again. And this is a good week for them in terms of average match time. A bad week, it's like, wow, they really fucking suck. So this show wasn't good. I mean, this was not good. I mean, this was a go-home show to Clash of Champions, and there was no fucking build to your championship match between Owens and Rollins, was there? Very little, if any. No build to the Reigns and Rusev match, really at all. No promos, to build up. I mean, it's like, this didn't even feel like a go-home show. And so once again, repetitive clusterfuck with them not building to their fucking, pay-per-view. So I'm not going to go on because, again, the show is 2 weeks ago, so I'm sure nobody even fucking remembers. Definitely not even a memorable show. Not at all. So there you go, people. There's your late Raw review. But nonetheless, I got it up, watched the whole fucking 3 hours of shit, and I did get it up. But so I'm proud I made it through. So I'm going to try to watch these shows I've fallen behind on and get caught up and get the reviews up for you guys. So I will try my best. But there you go, people. There's your Raw review there.